Welcome to another Thursday night edition of Beyond the Ropes. I am Randizzle. In
I
the intro,
apologize for breaking the intro, my brother, but
yeah,
what was that?
you tell me, buddy. When you make it in 10 minutes because everything erases last minute, you get what you get, unfortunately. But welcome to another Thursday night edition where you never know what's going to happen on Beyond the Ropes. I am Randizzle, and to my left or my right, depending on what you're seeing at, is RetroRelapse. What's going on, my brother?
What to do? What to do? What to do? We're here on another Thursday night live. Not on time, but we're still here. And we're here to talk wrestling tonight. And uh kudos to my brother here, Randizzle, for getting us online and getting us on air. We did have a little bit of a snafu here in the beginning where things just kind of crapped out on us. But you know what? By the power and magic of Windows 95, we're able to get back up, and here we are. Grainy is all goodness,
Windows
all f
95,
bomb.
man. I don't know. I use MS DOS still. It works. It worked, but
There it
hey,
is.
but hey, we're here, like you said, we're here to discuss some wrestling. And the wrestling that we're going to discuss is the upcoming pay-per-views, specifically the PLE from WWE this coming weekend, this Saturday in Indianapolis. In the what stadium is that? It's the Lucas Oil Stadium in Indy, the Royal Rumble, one of the more exciting pay-per-view or PLEs that WWE has to offer. It's one night, surprisingly, and we've been talking about making SummerSlam 2 nights and obviously WrestleMania is 2 nights, but I would think that Royal Rumble would have been the second, pay-per-view to get that double. But I get it because it's so close to WrestleMania and SummerSlam is the midway point to the other direction. So it is what it is.
I disagree with everything you're saying. Why would you do that to Royal Rumble? I get it. You have your four PLEs that are your major draws. Um, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and
Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. Yes, the four original Big Four that they do. Royal Rumble has no reason to be a 2-day event. Please don't put that bad juju on us, Randy.
It could
Please don't.
be. There's only four
It
matches. There's only four
has no
matches.
reason to
This
be. It
it
has no
could be.
reason to
It
be.
could be.
What, you want one night to be full of a bunch of mid card jobber matches leading up to the women's rumble, and then the same thing happened the next night on the men's? No, leave it back
No,
to one night.
there's two
Leave it to
brands,
one
sir.
night.
There's SmackDown and there's Raw. I think you
Well,
could do it.
we don't need a SmackDown Royal Rumble and a Raw Royal
No, no, no,
Rumble. I
no, no,
mean,
no,
that's
no,
where you
no,
have to
no.
let all your people
I'm
together.
saying you have the capacity to fill up two shows with the SmackDown with one of the Royal Rumbles, the men's Royal Rumble, not a SmackDown branded, not a Raw branded Royal Rumble, but the men's Royal Rumble and the women's Royal Rumble are the features of each night. And then this is branded for Raw, this is branded for SmackDown. You could do it and it worked well.
Stop sounding like a global casual, Randy, and don't mess up Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is one beautiful night that can start as early as it wants, like it's doing this year, 5 o'clock Central, 6 Eastern, and it's gonna give us some good stuff to watch. I don't want to have two parties in one weekend. I only want one party.
You fucking lazy fuck. That's why you're casual. You can just
No,
have two parties, two big parties.
no. For what?
Yes, why
For what? You
not?
have
Why
all
not?
these other things, all these other times. You have all these other PLEs getting up to WrestleMania. That you want a 2 nights Royal Rumble, man. If you're gonna 2 night everything, dude,
I'm not saying I want 2 nights. I'm saying they could. I'm surprised that wasn't one of the
no,
ones that
don't,
2 nighted. I'm just
no,
saying. That's what I'm
don't,
saying.
no.
So
No
whatever.
reason for it. No need
There's
for it.
plenty of reason for it.
There's no need for it.
You're just
No.
a WWE fucking
If you
chill.
haven't, no. If
Yeah,
you
you just
haven't
hate WWE.
already
You're a
built up to your
hater.
good stories there, then then why are you putting all these extra matches into what should be the biggest pay per view starting the new year? You want to see all your wrestlers there in there. You don't want some of them tired. What, you just want to watch all the tag teams fight? Have a tag team PLE.
That's not a bad idea. Let's have a tag team pay per view.
Boring.
Have a tag team PLE, please.
Boring.
The tag team wrestling is
The
missing in
only
this
tag
era.
team pay per view that was never boring was Survivor Series. You know why? Because it wasn't just two guys. It was always a good 5-on-5 match. And now the closest thing they're getting to giving us that is when they give us the war games
War
uh,
games.
added on into what's going on with that. So that's the only thing that really makes Survivor Series worth watching anymore. Because that was my favorite one growing up. I love that there was at least 5 matches, 4 matches, 5-on-5. you had your cliques put together, or you had, just your full
But
groups
but
that
it
could
doesn't
do it at
matter.
the
We're not
time.
we're not talking about Survivor Series. We're talking about Royal
I
Rumble,
know we're
buddy.
not. I know we're not.
You're
We're
just you're
talking
just
about
an
Royal Rumble, and I
AEW
can't
cuck.
wait for
You're
it.
just an AEW
No,
cuck.
you're a
Yeah,
low casual who just
you're
wants every
AEW
PLE to
cuck.
be 3 nights.
I
You're a
didn't say that.
PLE
I didn't
whore.
say that.
You
I didn't.
just
That's
that's
it.
what you opened this show up
No,
with,
I
being a
said I'm
PLE
surprised it's
whore.
not 2 days. That's
Stop
what I
being a
said.
PLE whore. You're lucky you're not paying for
Give me
pay-per-views anymore
more.
like we
Give
used
me
to.
more.
Oh
Fuck
my
it.
god, give me more.
I
They
have
don't want to
money.
give
I
you
have money
more.
now. I can pay for those
Now,
pay per
now, now
views.
you have money.
Now I do. I
Now, what
said
happened when you
now.
did? What happened when you didn't? I'm just fine with one night.
No, I fucking
Get
stream
out
it.
of here.
Stream it like
Get out of
any
here.
fucking normal person. Duh.
Keep it one night. Don't
Jesus
mess up
Christ.
Royal Rumble.
Whatever,
Don't let Tiger
whatever,
mess
whatever.
me. Yeah, keep
Regardless.
it right.
Regardless. So let's get into it. It's Saturday. This Saturday, February 1st,
Mm-hmm.
in Annapolis. We
Yep.
have these are the 4 matches on the card. Obviously, we know the women's Royal Rumble, the men's Royal Rumble, the Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY in the 2 out of 3
Put some
falls.
respect on their name. It's the Motor City Machine Guns
MCMG.
coming back for their tag team title belts, SmackDown belts,
SmackDown
against
belts. Yeah.
DIY.
It's surprising, you know what? It's almost like a SmackDown pay-per-view because Cody is defending his Universal Champion against KO.
Mhm.
So, I mean, hey, how about this? Let's go backwards.
Call it right now a SmackDown pay-per-view, if you will. We have that little window where everyone's being moved around, right? But don't forget, after WrestleMania, what happens after WrestleMania? The draft.
The draft.
Let's say that, you know what? Netflix makes the decision. Whoever the champ is at that time, we want them on Netflix. Whoever else can stay on SmackDown. They may switch the titles. Right now, it makes sense. Let's go ahead and give more of the World Heavyweight the push because it's the World Heavyweight Championship. It's on Raw. But now that it's on Netflix and you're trying to go global with it, why not switch it?
Yeah, Universal Championship would make sense in a global fucking market, right? That makes the
Correct.
most sense. So, but I think we'll cross that line when we cross that line. That's probably looking
The
at
draft.
after,
April.
after Mania. So
Mhm.
let's just go backwards on this card, right? We'll start with the Motor City Machine Guns versus DIY.
Backwards.
Well, because
Oh,
I'm sure one of those Royal Rumbles is going to start it off, and the men's is probably going
Right.
to finish it, realistically.
Correct.
So when I say backwards, I'll say we'll save the Royal Rumbles for the end of this conversation. But let's
Okay.
let's start with a tag team match.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts on this tag team match?
I'm not a fan of it being a 2 out of 3 falls match, just for the fact that there's no that either team could still be disqualified. So if they're gonna bring in some of the other tag teams that are vying or fighting for a spot, what was it? Not Los Lotharios. What is? I don't know. It's not the
Umberto and
Elder.
Angel.
Yes, them. I forgot their name for their faction, but you have those guys that can come and mess things up. You have Pretty Deadly that could come in and mess things up. You could have Apollo Crews come in there and try to mess things up because he's been involved with all that stuff that's going on. At 2 out of 3 falls is, I don't know. I wouldn't go with that match. I know they're trying to do a I don't know, it's a best of strength kind of thing, like who's the better tag team between the both, since Gargano was taught by Alex Shelley. That's great. I love it. You know, you're trying to keep it wrestling, you're trying to keep it pure, but the fact that you could still get interference and it counts against it, that to me, I think they're going to pull that card or something like that's going to happen and it's going to ruin it. If you really want to do something like this, it needs to be a no DQ match.
I'm gonna disagree with what you said. Other than, I mean, it's gonna be a great wrestling match. I mean, we can agree on that. But what I think the whole point of the 2 out of 3 falls match is these guys, in theory, are indie darlings. You know what kind of matches that Gargano and Ciampa can have, and you know what Shelley and Sabin can have. You know what kind of match they can have. You're gonna let them run wild, and you're gonna let them kind of run almost dare I say a TNA X Division style match, because they all are lightweights. They're not super heavyweights. They're tipping at 205, something around that area, right? So I think this is gonna be a fast pace, quick match. And because it's 2 out of 3, you're not gonna get this. Oh, they're gonna run 5 minutes and call it a day. That means they're gonna give them some time to run. That means they're
Yeah,
gonna let them pull up the
for
mat,
sure.
do some crazy stuff.
If
So
not to step over you, but to interject. I mean, if you're for those that aren't as savvy as I guess you could say we are, because we watch a lot of wrestling. 2 out of 3 falls tells you right there that it's going to be a long-winded match. I've never seen a 2 out of 3 falls match that's less than 20 minutes, unless they were pushing for something TV time that did not need to be 20 minutes.
also,
There-
you know that it always goes to the third fall. It's never 2 and out. It's
No,
never
it needs
that.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real, it needs to. Because these are the time fillers they need to get us through the pay per view. Because we already know the Rumble matches are going to take a good chunk of the pay per view. Hence, why we don't need a 2-day pay per view,
Whatever.
or just let it bleed over.
But nonetheless, I mean, nonetheless, it's going to be a work rate match. That's what this type of match is going to be. It's going to be work rate. You're going to get good spots, high flying spots, hard hitting spots, because these guys are going to fucking let loose. They're going to let those chops hit. They're going to throw those closed fists. They're going to try to kick each other in the back of the head. Whatever you would see them doing, like when they did in NXT Black and Gold and what they did in the X Division and TNA, that's the kind of wrestling you're going to get. So it's going to be high paced action. And I think that's why it's the 2 out of 3. It makes the most sense, right? These are the smaller guys. You're probably not going to see them in the Rumble because there's so many superstars right now. And there's a lot of opportunity for surprises, we'll say. But there's so many, like, I would say, more established, higher tier guys right now in WWE that's going to be taking up the majority of the Royal Rumble.
Mhm.
So having these smaller guys who can fucking go and have that type of work rate match, it's a great match. I won't even call it a filler match. It's going to be a exciting,
It's a
high
filler
flying
match.
match. That's not a filler match. It's
There,
a
there'll
casual.
be
You're
some excitement
casual.
attached to it. I will, but I don't want to see DIY for 2 hours. I don't want to see DIY, go 2 out of 3 falls. I have that's no interest. I do want to see Motor City Machine Guns take the belts back. I just don't want to watch
It's
DIY
not gonna.
for
It's
an
not
hour and
gonna
a half.
happen. It's not gonna happen. Unfortunately,
Well, we'll see. We'll see. That's the whole point of watching the pay per view, because
it's
they
always
have a
good to
really good
have.
chance of taking it back.
We talk about all the time. Heels make better champions because they're now someone's chasing them, and they can be the chicken shit heel, or they can be the tough guys, whatever. When the good guys have it, people are chasing them, but it's harder to stay on top when you're a good guy. When you're a bad guy, you're open to you're
Faces
open.
with the belts sell more merch.
Yeah, well, we'll see about that one.
Yep. Faces with the belts sell more merch.
No way.
Heels with
People
the belts.
love heels. People love heels.
No, I'm not saying I'm guilty of liking a heel or two. That's great, but faces with belts sell more shirts.
Yeah.
That's just a proven fact.
Well, just agree to disagree pretty much on that one.
I can't, because heels with belts don't sell merch.
Yeah, they do. That's Edge. That's Randy Orton. That's Triple H.
Not bigger numbers.
Yeah.
Not bigger numbers.
Yeah. The faces that sell a lot of merch are faces that are always gonna be faces, like John Cena, or people who want the tweeners like CM Punk. Those are or Seth Rollins. They're always gonna sell their merch.
But Seth Rollins and CM Punk have both been heel, and when they're faces, they sell more merch.
You have facts. You have numbers to prove that.
It's just a proven fact.
You have numbers to prove that. You have numbers to prove that. If you don't have numbers to prove it, because you don't have them, because you don't have them,
talking about the
because
fact
you don't have
Motor City
them.
Machine Guns are going to win the belt.
No, they're not.
Yeah, I have those numbers. I'm just not bringing them up.
You
because
don't
that's not
have
what we're here
them.
for.
You're not a mathematician. You're not a
We're here for the
mathematician.
Rumble.
You're not a
You don't need math.
mathematician.
That's what AI is for. AI has all the information.
Okay,
Just
look
ask
at
ChatGPT.
You're right. So you have all the information in your fucking hands. Go ahead and type
I
and
don't
see.
have
How,
it.
yeah,
I don't.
yeah,
have
you do.
it.
You have
I
your
don't
phone.
have it.
You have your phone in your
ChatGPT
pocket.
has it.
Okay.
I do not.
Ask
I do not.
ChatGPT.
We're live on the air, sir. We're supposed to be talking about wrestling, not looking things up. You do your
Exactly.
research on your
Casual.
own time.
I don't need to.
Go
I know
to
what
the
it is.
library and look up your research, because right now we already know Motor City Machine Guns are going to take them belts back.
Nope. Sorry, guy. Well,
That's right.
regardless, again, we'll never agree, unfortunately, on this one.
Nope.
Now we'll go to the next match. Cody, your champion, versus Kevin Owens. There's been a lot of build up to this. There's a lot of what they had their interaction at Saturday Night Main Event here in San Antonio, Texas, where HBK got involved and had to super kick fucking KO. You're starting to see a little bit different side of Cody, where he's just fed up. So he's being more aggressive and just trying to shut shit down, which is nice. And Kevin Owens is just that guy who can fucking get on your nerves, be a complainer, be a whiner. But at the end of the day, when he's in the ring, you know he can fucking do some damage and really hurt you. And him hitting that package pile driver, like that's pretty. Like WWE knows how to sell that move to be more devastating than it probably what it really is. But it's a good build up. This has been a really damn good build up. Finally, a strong opponent for Cody for whatever's going on, and it's a good lead up to what's next for either one of them and whatever happens moving forward. I just like the fact that KO's been holding that winged eagle belt. Like it's always good to see that on TV, and I've enjoyed seeing that belt specifically. So, what are your thoughts on this particular match?
Like a true global casual, you would like what's going on. Everyone is tired of Kevin Owens and what's going on. Cody Rhodes deserves more. Let's push this out of the way already. This has been played.
Why does Cody Rhodes deserve more?
On to the
You're
next.
A casual. You're a casual. Oh, I'm a Cody fan. I'm a Cody fan.
You know, yeah. I don't mind Cody Rhodes, and it's okay because we need a placeholder to hold that world championship before the next person comes and takes it off his hands. He's had his story. He's done his thing. Great job, Cody. Kudos. Kevin Owens, enough already. Do something. Shit or get out the pot. Let's go. Tired of seeing KO. I mean, he could be utilized for so much more, and they're not doing anything with him except following and chasing Cody Rhodes around. And I'm gonna beat him up, and you're not looking. Come on, dude. Let's enough. Let's go. Next. It's time.
This is a wrestling conversation, sir. The fact that you don't want to talk about it
is a wrestling conversation. And when you're tired of seeing the same shtick over and over, I'm gonna cry and I don't have the belt anymore, and I'm gonna hold this fake belt, and this is my belt, and I'm a champ, and I deserve to be champ. Great, I love it. Let's move on now. You've already lost how many times, and you still keep intervening, intertwining. It's like, dude, next, let's go. Damian Priest, somebody else, let's go. Give somebody else some TV time.
They're not gonna do face versus face.
It's annoying.
You're annoying.
We don't know because Damian Priest is a tweener. He's a tweener. Right now, he could be praised. Hello, he was in the Judgment Day as a heel. Did you not forget, or you not watching? You didn't look at your clips. He was a heel before too. Remember?
And now they're pushing the baby face, so it's not going to work out the way you think it's going to work out.
We haven't seen anything yet. All we know is he's going to SmackDown, which is kind of dumb. He should have stayed on Raw. But if they're going to try to move more of their higher tier and let SmackDown use the time of 3 hours to build up their stars, great. Give Damian some more time over there, but give him a championship. Hence why I think the World Heavyweight will eventually move back over to SmackDown, and that's your workhorse championship that's going to be running over there. Damian may hold it over there. But it depends on who is going to get it off Gunther, or if they're going to let Gunther do a long run again.
You think they're going to let him make that long run? That historic run? You shouldn't.
Nope. They shouldn't. We already had that with Roman Reigns. We don't need that again because a lot of people were just tired of it. But
that shit gets old. Man, 1,300 days plus. Like that's a long time to be fucking holding that belt.
I get it. You had it after COVID and you held it for a couple of years. Great. Okay, enough. Let's get some new entertaining things going on, or I'm not going to watch anymore.
So if you have the pencil, what happens in the Royal Rumble? What happens?
You tell me.
I'm asking you. You have the pencil. What happens?
I want your opinion. I want your opinion because I got a couple loaded in the gun, but I want you to go.
No, go ahead. I want to hear your insight. You want to hear your insight.
You always have plenty of insight more than I do. I want to hear how you're gonna play out the Rumble. Go for it.
No, I'm asking you. No, I'm asking the question.
Hot take. Let's go. Hot take.
No.
I want you to do it. Go for it. Give it to me. No.
All right. And ladies first. Go ahead then. Come on, tell your wife to feed you the answers. Tell your wife to feed you the answers in the background.
Because I'm ready to go for this one.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm letting you go. I want you to shoot him.
I want your casual response out first.
There it goes. Now go ahead. Yeah. I'm waiting for you to give me your casual response.
If you're not gonna watch the Royal Rumble, then let me hear what you think is gonna happen.
No, go ahead. I'm giving you the floor. I'm giving you the floor because I asked the question. No, go ahead. I already gave it to you. I'll
take it in a little bit.
I already gave it to you. Go ahead.
I'll take it in a little bit. Go for it. I want to hear your hot take because you got the hot take.
The hot take for the Royal Rumble, men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, men's
Royal Rumble. You're gonna give the people what they want, right? You're gonna get 30 guys. I would say maybe Jey Uso goes in number 1. as a number one contender, right? Because they're gonna try to build him up. They already spent all this money building him up as a main event. You're gonna throw in CM Punk midway through because he needs something to prove because he got hurt last Royal Rumble and he was out at WrestleMania. So I'm putting him 15. Well, John Cena, that's a given because you obviously know he's gonna be in it. John Cena, he's older, got something to prove, but not really because it's his fucking final tour. You know, this is the last of everything, so you want to make the most of it. He's going somewhere in the 20s. You got Roman Reigns coming out. There's gonna be some squabble between him, CM Punk, for whatever's going on between them two and with Paul Heyman. You got wild cards like Jacob Fatu, who's probably gonna be in it, and who knows about Solo. You got Drew Mack. You got Seth Rollins. You got this whole thing with Sami Zayn accidentally kicking Seth Rollins and CM Punk and all that, and or Cody Rhodes. Like, you got all these things going on right now. I'm thinking one surprise that I'm assuming is going to happen because it's just almost kind of obvious, but not. Maybe Brock Lesnar. That's my hot take for the surprises in the men's side. That would make a difference because for storylines solely. I think Final Four men, because it's obvious it's going to be CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and maybe Drew McIntyre. Final Four. This is where I have my hot take kind of divots because there's so many fucking stories that you can really go into. There's so many fucking stories. There's so many things. Everything from Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns and Seth, Cody and Roman Reigns. What if The Rock comes out? You know, all these things. You have CM Punk having that conversation with Cody Rhodes this past Monday. Like, there's a lot of things. At the end of the day, smart play because it's already been built up and what the expectation is. CM Punk doesn't win. One, because you need to go to that storyline of fucking Roman Reigns owes him a favor. How he owes him that favor, I'm not sure yet. But you wouldn't play that out after he helped him at War Games where Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns owes CM Punk a favor if CM Punk wins the Royal Rumble. That whole storyline just goes out the window. Seth Rollins, he's still in that in between because he's had his run. He's gotten fucking destroyed on the mic by CM Punk. He hasn't, he's a tweener. He's not at the top of the card. He hasn't done running much in the mid card. He's not lower tier, but he's somewhere in there. Yeah, I said Drew Mack would be there. I think Drew Mack solely for storyline gets fucked over again. I think someone like Sami Zayn, someone in his caliber, or even Jey Uso, maybe making it to the Final Four, gets the belt and goes after Gunther. That's my hot take. I think the story with Cody and all that stuff, it's gonna go a different route. Maybe CM Punk versus Cody, because I'm intrigued after that conversation they had at Monday night. So I'm going that route of CM Punk going after him and maybe winning the Elimination Chamber to get that option. It's so hard because, again, you got John Cena. There's so many big storylines. You can go just John Cena's final run. People want to see him get that 17th championship. So it's this Royal Rumble. I truly can say this. This is the first time in a long time that I don't know, like I don't have any 100% confidence saying that so and so is gonna win because there's so many good storylines. It's fucking ridiculous. That's my take. Like, that's my hot take. I think Sami Zayn or someone in that tier, Sami Zayn, Jey Uso might win the championship and go off the tier going after Gunther. But you just say Gunther, you kind of take Jey Uso out of it. Sami Zayn did beat him for the IC championship. So I don't know. I'm up in the air on who would actually win because there's so many storylines, and WWE is all about bringing back long-term storylines. Hence the favor with CM Punk, the whole issue with Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, Drew Mack hating Roman Reigns, CM Punk, all that shit. There's just too much going on, and then having those wild factors like, again, if Brock Lesnar comes back or if The Rock comes back. Like, there's so many tiers of the Bloodline storyline, the Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, and and Roman Reigns storyline. Like, I don't know. I'm truly left in a puzzling situation because I just can't say 100%. This is the first year in a long time that I don't know. So, my hot take. Go ahead. What's your hot take on this men's Royal Rumble?
You need the direction of one Josh Whedon to really get through what's going on. And I bring up Josh Whedon because he was the first director to do the Avengers and the second Avengers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what is he good at doing? He was good at doing Buffy, those Avengers movies, to where you can layer stories over stories and still see the multiple things that are going on at the same time, because that's exactly what's going to happen in this Rumble. There's so many stories that have been cultivating on the sides of everything, just like Triple H and his writers are good at doing. Many of them will cultivate here, so they start sprouting out for the next PLEs because everything's going to happen at the Rumble. Everything's going to be blamed at the Rumble. Any faults and any things are going to be blamed because of what happens at the Rumble on the next Raw, the Raw after a fucking PLE, the next SmackDown after the PLE, and the things building up to Chamber and Mania. And I think isn't there a PLE in between Chamber and Mania?
Yes, there's
Because
another
Mania is
one. It's if Mania's in the
Mania is the
first week
middle of
of
April, April 20th.
so now it's April
Nine,
20th. So it's kicking. They're
April
kicking 420. It's right. It is 420. Yeah, it's 420.
no, it's 19 and 20.
20.
19 and 20 because it's 2 days. Mania is 2 days, Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. So
So if
you got that. So you have Elimination
March
Chamber is
1st,
midway through.
March 1st is Chamber.
Okay.
So, or yeah, it's beginning of March, I believe. So you have hmm, almost a good, what, 6, 7 weeks before you hit Mania. So I think there is something in between.
I think that what they're gonna do is not have another PLE. They're gonna have another Saturday night main event
There you go.
and treat it as like a mini pay-per-view, like they've been doing these past couple of
Okay.
ones.
So with all that being said, you're going to start building more and more storylines. So everything's going to cultivate right now at the Rumble because you have so many stars, so many heavy hitting stars in this Rumble. My take on who's going to win it, I mean, they really put that focus on Cody Rhodes and CM Punk, not just because I'm a fan, but because of how hard that hit. There's a really good, that's one of the top possibilities I believe will take it.
I'm
As
gonna cut you
far,
off just real quick because I know you didn't do it to me earlier, but it's because of that conversation that I was like, I want to see this. I do want to see, and
Mhm.
I'm not. I don't hate CM Punk. I'm just not the biggest fan of CM Punk. But I'm not hate him. But I think after that
That's okay.
conversation, and because he gets a crowd behind him, I want to
Hmm.
see it. But I also know storylines and about favors and stuff. That's why I only bring it up. But go ahead, go ahead.
And that's exactly what I was going to bring up. The favor he held on to, he could have pulled that trigger already on the favor, but it's been since November, right? So what is that favor? They bring in that surprise entrance. It's Lesnar, and Lesnar is there to help clear the ring for him, or it's Reigns helping him clear the ring for him, or anything else to the sort. You could do anything with that, or maybe he just waits and you know what? I don't win Rumble, but you help me win Chamber. I mean, it could go anywhere. So that's like one of those little things that are hanging off in the distance. Like, dude, he can easily just hit that and go. So, but we're talking about who could be coming back. AJ Styles hasn't been mentioned.
AJ Styles,
I
yeah.
believe he should be
Do
already be.
do
He
you
got
do you see him as
injured.
a contender to win it?
I just want to see him in it. Period, because he got injured when he fought Carmelo Hayes that one time on SmackDown was a few months back, and it was
He
a
tore his ACL or not or his or
no,
he
it
pulled
was
his Achilles. He pulled his Achilles or something like that.
it was a not a major but a minor leg injury. Yes, where I don't know, but I
Okay.
believe he should already be ready to come back, healed and come back. If he doesn't come back for Rumble, it'd be a shame. But I'm pretty sure he should be healed up enough time for WrestleMania. Because if he misses his Mania, I mean, I don't know if he's going to make it all the way through another contract to get to Mania 42.
I heard that he
But
might be toying with the idea. I know he said he just want to end his career in WWE, but I saw the possibility of him being teased and ending his contract and going to AEW, which would be crazy, but we'll see. He's older now. We'll see.
yeah,
But go on, go on, go on.
I'm letting you finish because
Go
apparently you get more time than I do talking about what I was trying to
always.
talk
You
about.
just
But
went a long ass
mm,
rant earlier, so come on.
yeah, yeah, no, I was
Go on,
trying to
go on.
give you. I gave you the floor, and then you're
I
still trying to
appreciate
take
it. I
it from me.
appreciate it. I appreciate it. I have to.
Why don't you? I gave you the floor. Now it's my turn.
I'm
Come
just
on now.
asking
Who's
questions.
holding the pin? Who's holding the pin? Who's talking? Talking pin. Who's holding it?
I
I
got it
am.
right here.
I
Go on, go on.
I am. So it would be nice to see, one of the more uh, younger stars or that they're pushing for the next space to, work up to something like that, like Jay Uso getting in there against Gunther. That'd be nice. But realistically, you have too many stars that are going to go. I mean, it'd be nice to see John Cena win it and go straight to Mania, but it's not going to happen. He said it himself that he wants to work through everything. I honestly don't know if he's going to make it for a Rumble. He did say he was the first one to be like, I'm going to join the Royal Rumble, right? But he's shooting a movie overseas for that Matchbox car movie. So who knows if he does make it because he hasn't done any TV. So if he doesn't, if he just jumps into Mania, I mean, he jumps in the Royal Rumble, great. Will he win it? No, but it will start off a feud. I can guarantee that if he does make it for the Rumble, he is going to end up starting a feud with somebody, or at least to get to Chamber. And I think he could take Chamber. It'd be nice to see that. It just depends on where he ends up. As far as some of your bigger heels like Drew McIntyre, it would be nice to see him get something pushed through, but he's just Spiller. A lot of people are putting too much stake on him that he's not doing anything else but just being filler right now to help build up stories because who else is there right now? You're having Sami Zayn on the toe of the line right now because he's not doing anything bloodline related. So he's helping Kevin, but Kevin doesn't need the help. Will we see them together? Who knows? That's his best friend. He's already done it before. They like doing stuff together for Mania. So I mean, it's just there's so many stories that are going to come out of this. We just don't know which ones they're going to pull the trigger on. And in true WWE fashion, they wait till the day of to choose what they want to do, unless they already have it written in the stone in the books. I mean, they've done so many audios before, especially when people get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So where we go from here, I'm with you on that boat, man. I'm with you. I could call out my favorite to who I want to see do it, but I mean it's anybody's game, and that's what makes this year, I believe, in my opinion, like one of the better rumbles because
Yeah.
you already had kind of a gist of who's going to take it. You had a gist of who is going to be on top or who are going to be your last four in the ring and stuff like that, right? We don't know shit right now.
This is one of the best times to be a wrestling fan because I am
Mm-hmm.
legitimately intrigued and curious and everything in between to know what the fuck is gonna even remotely happen. The surprising, like the surprising part of all of this is I don't even care if there's surprises. There's so much shit, like you said. There's layers and layers. This is an onion of a story. Every time you
Mm-hmm.
peel back, there's another layer. You peel back, and there's another layer, and and you can go so many routes with just Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns. You don't know
True.
what's gonna happen if Solo comes back and Jacob Fatu turns on him, or they are
I
stronger
read
than ever.
a I read an interview that Solo did recently, and he's talking about, he's going to be in the Rumble.
So there you go. Like there's just so many things going on, and I mean, I'm intrigued. I'm truly intrigued to see what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time in a long time I'm just like I'm excited to see. I'm just excited to watch, and whatever happens happens because you're right. This is the end, the beginning, the middle, the start of any feud, any story building up to WrestleMania, and you got
Or
3 months.
possibly even teams and factions coming out of this. Because I know
Exactly.
it, little by little with the Easter eggs and breadcrumb hints out there, there's a faction that's going to come out of this of heels or something along the fact where Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, maybe Sami Zayn and KO start something, or maybe three of those because Triple H loves trio factions for whatever reason. But they've been kind of cahooting, but they've been leaving breadcrumbs on each side. So who knows?
What
I
if
mean,
what if what if you get that on that end, and then you get Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Brock Lesnar on the other side?
I would love to see that.
That'd be
I
and
would
Paul
love to
Heyman at the
see
helm
a
with that.
Heyman, a
Yeah.
Heyman held ran faction
Let's bring
that
back
hasn't
the
happened yet.
Dangerous Alliance. Let's bring back the Dangerous Alliance when they
Hey
had
man.
that's I mean it's so good it's stupid, right? There's so many
Mm-hmm.
so good or so good possibility. It's stupid,
Mm-hmm.
and the best part is all you can do is wait to find out, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pumped about this Royal Rumble. Now, gun to your head, one person, no matter if it's biased or not, who would you say is the winner of the Royal Rumble?
Shh. Punk.
Okay, fair. I'll say Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn. I mean,
I
I
could.
think they're all
Yeah.
shots in the. I think they're just all shots in the dark, really, because you just never
Mm-hmm.
know. But
You don't,
again,
because whose turn is it to have a story? Think about it when they had Cody win it, right? Or he won it last year, right?
yeah, he won it last year.
Right. So it was him. His whole spiel was finish the story, finish the story. Okay. So whose turn is it now?
Sami Zayn hasn't had a championship. He's the only one out of all those top guys, and Jey Uso, who hasn't had a run with a belt. So that's the reason I pick him. But I mean, it's Jacob. What about Jacob Fight too? Like I don't know. Like there's so many fucking things. Like
It's not. He's not ready yet.
he's not
He
ready. He's not ready. But
he
they're
will
building him. They're building him
he
up.
will, yes, but you're giving him too much credit by dropping it, by name dropping him. He will get there. He has accolades that back him up from, away all the stuff away from WWE. But even Penta is trying to throw his name in there, and he's got accolades that'll do it also. But I think feuds will come off of that. But if anything, play it smart and put Fatu with the Intercontinental or a US championship.
I'm okay with mid card belts for him, Penta, LA Knight.
Hmm.
Like there's a good possibility. There's a not only there's
Shinsuke said he's going
Shinsuke.
to be in the Rumble, so it's like even your mid card belt holders will be there. So
Yeah, it's crazy to
do it.
think. It's crazy to think that out of this Royal Rumble, not only are you gonna get main storyline for the heavyweight and universal champions, but you need a lot of storylines for the mid card, US, and intercontinental belts. Like there's just a lot. There's a lot because
Yeah, there is a lot.
I think Braun Breaker's also gonna be in the Royal Rumble. So
Hmm.
and he's your IC champion.
Sheamus should be in there. Braun Strowman should be in there. I mean, who we might see Uncle Howdy. He hasn't been on TV in a while. We might see
That's right.
him in there,
The
or
Wyatt six,
or
the whole
so,
Wyatt
or
six or something.
at least a couple out of the Wyatt Six.
Andrade. I mean, there's so
Hmm.
many, right? There's so
Yep.
many. So I'm
You have a
pumped.
bunch of good stars that you really don't need this time around. That they finally built them up. You don't need a surprise entrant. You really don't. But you gotta have that level of who's gonna be there. Joe Hendry, sure, great. But I'm not behind the guy yet to be like, oh my god, we gotta have him in there. But I get it. He's got a following, great. You gotta, help out your company you're trying to buy. I'm pretty sure within the next couple of years, WWE is gonna buy TNA. It's a given already. So
It's
let's.
gonna be the fucking farm. It's gonna be a different farm for talent. That's
Hmm.
what it's gonna be.
Another
Hey,
farm, yes.
yeah,
Another farm. Why? Because it's easier for them to pick up indie talent than it is for WWE trying to do it with their prospect because they're being so picky choosy. So let them, develop, work out in TNA. They're still under a different banner, different belt holding,
get
that
the
kind of
reps and
stuff.
all that shit over
Get
there.
all that
Yeah,
stuff going, and then come in and let WWE pick them out and pull them through NXT, and then take them up to the main card. But I mean,
exactly.
I just don't want it to happen so fast because a lot of the times you get people that you don't really think should be up in there. I mean, yeah, I get it. I'm gonna shit on the women's intercontinental champion, Laya Valkyrie or whatever. Yeah, she held the NXT belt, but I just don't see it. I don't see it in here. That belt could have gone to somebody else more deserving, like Shayna Baszler, Zoe Starks. You know.
I think Zoe Starks would have been a good IC champion
Hmm.
because she's a
But I
heel.
think they
She's
dropped
in a
they
little
dropped the ball on
faction.
it.
She's in a little faction. I think that makes more sense. Even Sonya Deville, like
Yeah.
either one of those women in that little faction themselves, that would have been a
Hmm.
nice little, a different out like a different way to view a storyline. It could have been really good.
Yeah. I think they dropped the ball on that.
almost like the Outcasts, right? In
I
AEW.
think they dropped the ball on that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Outcast was something great, but you had names that were able to do something. Over here, WWE with their I forgot the name of their faction. They don't have names, but they can do something. I mean, Shayna has somewhat of a name. Sonya has somewhat of a name. Zoe doesn't. She built a name working with Trish, but they can do stuff.
yeah.
So
I mean, hey, but it will segue into the women's Royal Rumble. There's I that one I again it's hard pressed to think that only 15 women or 10 women have are publicly known for being entered in that draft.
have declared their
And they-
spot in the Bumble.
yeah, only 10 women. So that means 20 spots are open for um legends like Michelle McCool, maybe fucking one of the Bella twins, maybe AJ Lee, some TNA stars, maybe Jordan Grace, because now that she's not part of TNA, maybe she's NXT. Who knows, right? A lot of NXT women can make that Lash
I do
Legend, all that
not want
stuff.
to see many NXT women in the Rumble. I know they're gonna need them because they need filler. They need people to fill the numbers.
Need bodies to get thrown over. So
But you still have plenty of in the roster. You fill use the roster and then pepper in them if that makes any sense.
I'm
Let's
okay with that.
say
I'm okay with that. Go full
let's say the women's
roster and then
roster.
pepper.
Let's say the women's roster on both Raw and SmackDown equal fucking 25 women. Then use all 25 and then pepper in. You have 5 spots. Then you can fill in. There's a couple of surprises. There's a TNA one and there's a couple of NXT, your bigger ones.
If you say this is let's just say for the sake of saying you like you said, maybe there's 25 women. I would say a surprise. Asuka makes her return from injury. You already know they already ruined the Charlotte surprise of her coming, so she'll be there.
She said it herself in the vignettes.
Yeah, so Charlotte's coming, right? That's what I'm saying. Like
Mm-hmm.
they already showed those vignettes, so that whole possible surprise that's over with. So she's there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I mean Becky Lynch did sign another contract, so maybe Becky Lynch makes her return.
It will be a
Um,
surprise, yeah.
like I said, I mean whether you like it or not, Jordan Grace is left TNA, so the obvious she was here last year as the women's TNA knockout champion, so maybe she's there this time. Who knows, right? Like there's a good possibility for a lot of things, and this one is hard only because the women's storylines are so spread out and they're not utilizing the women as much as they do in NXT. NXT is almost like a women's show. But I'll just say, for the sake of saying it, because I think she's going to win, it's probably Charlotte Flair. She's been out for a whole year. They're probably going to skyrocket her right away.
So tell me, why does Charlotte deserve a win
I
right off the
don't
bat?
I don't think she deserves it, but for storyline, she before she got hurt, she was in a storyline with Tiffany Stratton. Now Tiffany Stratton has the fucking belt. Right now, she needs someone to go against. And if you're going to make someone face or heel, this is the way to do it. Because right now, the way they presented Charlotte Flair on those vignettes isn't a face. They made her look like a fucking heel. She's flying on jets like her daddy. She's in limousines like her daddy. Like
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Flair as a heel is the better Charlotte Flair than the face. And right
Yeah.
now, Tiffany Stratton, they're kind of pushing towards being a face. They need good guys. Everyone who was good, like Liv Morgan, Raquel Gonzalez, now they're bad. You need
Mm-hmm.
some faces, and everyone's getting tired of the same faces, like Naomi and Bianca Belair and who else. Like that shit's really getting old as a face. You need some new faces. So turning Tiffy face and having Charlotte Flair come as the evil queen, who's fuck. Why am I getting the back of the line? I am the line type of fucking situation. You
Yeah, but
know,
at the same token too, not to shit all over that, but I kind of will a little bit. Charlotte left as a face. She's gonna return as a face. Everyone's gonna be happy to see her. The only way that's gonna work is if she pulls a big move like Ric Flair would do to flip that and be like, I am a heel. Like she needs to go up to somebody
I think she's gonna get greatness hate.
hold on. She needs to go up to somebody unexpected and just deck them in the face. Like go up to
Naomi.
somebody like
Naomi.
no, like bigger, like Jade or Becky.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. Becky would probably be
if you
good.
go Naomi, it don't really mean nothing. Bianca maybe a little bit because she a lot of people like her, but you got to go to like an ultra baby face, and Charlotte works with her for a minute and just decks her and knocks her out to instant heel heat. If you ain't got that instant heel heat, it's not gonna work. People are still gonna be cheering for Charlotte. Oh Charlotte, oh Charlotte. Yeah, that's great because like I said, when she left, she was a face. But you need something drastic for that to click right then and there, and everybody knows, okay, she is that bitch. She
I
is a
think she's
heel.
gonna get that greatness hate because she's so good that you're gonna hate on her. And because
Yeah.
and again, the logic is, does she deserve to win that spot? No, but that's the whole point. She doesn't deserve. And people are like, dude, so and so's been doing this, so and so's been doing this, and they've been here, and she's been gone for a year, and all of a sudden she's back on top. That makes you an instant fucking heel. And she's gonna be like,
Not really,
of course
because
I deserve it.
not really, and the only reason why I
Yeah.
say that is because what if not to shit on it, but what if Becky wins? Becky hasn't been there the whole time either. She had her baby, she's doing her book tour, all that kind of stuff, and she wins. Everyone's gonna be like, yeah, Becky, yeah, Becky. They're not gonna give her heel heat, and she's
That's
not
not
gonna be a
Charlotte
heel.
though. That's not Charlotte.
But
Charlotte's gonna
I
get
know
the
it's
heel
not
heat.
Charlotte, but it's still the same situation. You've got two women who've been gone that are up there, have been up there, who have many championships behind them that have been gone for a while, and what? They both get the top spot. That's why I'm saying, in order for this to work, you got to have instant heel heat. You got to do something drastic. If you want to pull a swerve out of this whole thing, okay, let me ask you a question. Gun to your head, who wins it?
Charlotte Flair.
You want heel heat, or you want something different, or you want to really just pull it left side of the field? Give it to
Natalia.
Natalia,
I was gonna say
because
Natalia. Right there.
Natalia has not been given any dues other than the fact that she's been tag team a couple times, and she's helped a lot of these young stars do it and get there and build up stories and doing stuff. She helps produce with her husband TJ in the back, and she puts over new talent. But let her win the Rumble. Let her have a mania moment. Let her go on and face either one. She may not win, but give her that moment, because no one gives her flowers anymore, man. She's not getting any younger. She'll probably bow out and eventually retire and end up in the Hall of Fame, which she should, because she's a Neihart. But hey, man, like, why not? Why not?
No, I agree. I agree that
Fuck the rest of these chicks and give it to somebody deserving. You want someone deserving? Natalia's deserving.
absolutely.
But she always gets the shit into the
But
stick.
she won't. That's the only issue that Natalia has isn't that she's not a fucking great wrestler. She probably can out wrestle everybody. It's that she doesn't have whatever it is in the wrestling world. Like she has. They love her, but she's been so in between as a heel in 1 week and a face for a month, and then back to a heel. She's been flip floppity. Like they don't know how to fucking book her for so long that
Are you
it's hard to
sure?
get that. Yeah.
Because you're saying that, and guess who's exactly the same way that you're talking about in men?
Who?
The Miz.
Yeah.
The Miz flip
And the
flops
Miz is
just
finally
as much.
and the Miz is finally getting his flowers after how many years of getting shit on? Even though he's the first 2-time Grand Slam winner. Like I get it.
Mhm.
I know. But again, there is still that double standard from women to men. It is what it is,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
I can agree with that statement. I
So,
just don't agree with the fact that the hell with your stories or whatever you're trying to it factor or not. Give it to
but the
someone
Miz can
deserving,
also
so that
talk
way
though. The Miz can talk.
give it to someone
Natalia,
who can give it on their way out, man. Because I mean, we don't know how long she has left. Why would you do that to those ones that have been helping you pave the way to have all these other women go through everything that's going on? God forbid, she decides to retire this year, then what? She
I
never
get
got
it,
it.
but I mean, think
You
of how
know,
many legends
fair is
never
fair,
won a
bro.
championship. How many?
Fair is fair,
It's
bro.
wrestling though. It's wrestling.
Fair is fair. What's
It's
up?
wrestling,
It's
buddy.
the same thing.
It's
It's the
not.
same thing.
It's
You
not.
want to give it to Charlotte again? How many
I
rumbles is this?
don't. But
You
I'm
want to
saying
give
that's
it
what's gonna
again?
happen. That's what's gonna
Are you
happen.
sure? Are
Yeah.
you sure?
That one.
I hope it doesn't.
This is the women's one
I
that
hope
I'm
it doesn't.
kind of more 80% sure that that's what's gonna happen.
I hope it doesn't. I hope it goes to someone random like Roxanne Garcia, just to drop a name. Why? Because it's something random. I'm not a fan of already being able to see what's going to happen 10 months before it happens. You know, take me for a swerve or pull something new. Let's make it worth watching. But if you don't have enough talkers and you don't have enough bodies to fill a match, then don't have it. Don't have it.
Well, it's the WWE. They don't do shit like that. You know that.
Oh, of
So
course not. Why? Because it's their moneymaker. They got to have everything thrown in there. Of course, they're
exactly.
going to pull all the stops because this is one of their big things. But make it worth it, man. Make it worth. But they don't. A lot of the times it's lackluster and they don't make it worth it for the fans. The only thing that's really worth for the fans right now is the men's, because it's so up in the air.
Yeah, that's the most
Finally, finally.
unknown winner. Can't even predict. Can't really predict it because there's so many things going on. And
Yeah.
the crazy thing is, right now at this moment, even the winner of the Royal Rumble could possibly not even dictate the real outcome of what the real storylines are.
For women, no, because I don't want to see Nia Jax win again.
Hell no, I don't see that.
I get it. They've been giving her a lot of push because she's the biggest heel, not just because she's a large woman, but she's also a big heel. She has heel heat.
He
Great.
has go away heat for sure.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to see her going after Rhea or Tiffany. Give it to somebody else, man.
I
Build it
agree.
up.
I agree. Go someone after someone else. But
Build it
regardless, I
up.
mean, this is a good card. This is a good card. This is going to be a good pay per view or
Mm-hmm.
premium live event, PLE. So,
That's right. I want to touch on one more thing before we close out the show because I know we're
are we
kind of
closing out the
hit.
show? Or are we talking about AEW?
Nah, well, we could save AEW for next week because this is the Royal Rumble WWE show basically. Because I mean, hey man, it's happening this weekend. Get ready for it. A couple days, and it's going to be good because it's building up. But kind of breaking news that happened yesterday, and I was very surprised about this. I want to get a couple minutes in on this. They went ahead and since we are already touching the start of the WrestleMania season, um, they went ahead and announced the first Hall of Fame entrant, and the first Hall of Fame entrant is Triple H. Triple H is already in the Hall of Fame with Shawn Michaels,
DX.
X Pac, yep, with all his brethren in Degeneration X. But now they're doing the Cerebral Assassin Triple H solo in this year's Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they
What are your
surprised him. They
thoughts?
surprised him. Shawn Michaels and Undertaker surprised him at the
Mm-hmm.
conference at the Stanford, Connecticut offices. So I'm I like the fact that if the it is the way it played out and it seemed very genuine. I think he was genuinely surprised that they actually inducted him, even though he's still very active, not as a wrestler, but as the COO, right? Like I think it was pretty awesome, and the fact that they did it and he looked caught off guard. That's pretty. I mean he's well deserving. You know he's changed the landscape of wrestling. He's made WWE relevant again from the common comical shit you had seen with Vince McMahon. So, and of course, there's growing pains, and some things didn't land, but majority of things hit, and I think it's about time. I mean, that's a great first entry for the Hall of Fame, and I think well deserved at the end of the day.
I disagree. I thought it was a waste. Don't get me wrong. Triple H does deserve to be there. He gets his flowers. He gets his kudos. He's turned the product around. He's running the show. Vince McMahon's not there anymore. This is Triple H era. Great. But why are you starting it off with him? You've got plenty others that are well deserving. Where's Batista? Why couldn't Batista finally be thrown in there finally? You know, he was
Batista's
supposed to be
Batista's been delaying his own entry. They've been trying to induct him since before Hollywood.
exactly. So get it done now. Why waste it as
I
the
think
first entrant?
I think
Triple H, I was like, really?
because
It's
usually
like,
the big surprise like entries to the Hall of Fame start after the Royal Rumble, and I think this is just like a nice lead in. Hey, this is the guy right now.
nah. Nah. I think it was a waste. It's like that Triple H should have been like the last one in. To me, it's like you have all these
But
others
the
that
last one is the biggest pop supposed to be. The last person who they induct is usually like the biggest pop.
nah. Well, I mean, that was before when Vince was there. Vince is not there no more, so why not do something different?
No,
Why keep with that same, you know, uh e- formula of what you're doing with that and change it up? Why not announce them all at one time?
eh, you need
That's what
something
I'm
for TV.
saying.
You need something for TV and video packages, all that fun stuff that they fucking do when they induct someone.
Nah. That's why I thought it was a waste. I was like, Triple H, no, come on, dude. Come on, dude.
You think the
But
Cerebral
that
Assassin was a waste entry?
as a first entry of this year, let's spice it up, do something different. You're in charge now. It's like him saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna be in there because I'm in charge of everything." I know it wasn't his call. It was
Nick
what's his
Khan,
name,
Nick
Nick
Khan,
Khan. You know, throwing his weight and
PKO,
saying, "No, I want
PKO.
him in there." Whatever. Is
Yeah,
is the Rock in the Hall of Fame?
no,
Why wasn't the Rock the first one? Oh, he might be the final boss. Might be the final entrant this year, right?
I don't think that one won't land. I don't think, but I didn't see Triple H. I didn't fucking have on my bingo card Triple H being in the fucking Hall of Fame. Let's be realistic. So
But
as
he
much
already
as
isn't.
surprise, yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like I didn't see him being inducted as himself as for the Cerebral Assassin role. I
Hmm.
didn't see that happening. So I mean,
Well, isn't Shawn Michaels in there twice already, or no?
yeah, Shawn Michaels in there twice.
It was only a matter of time until Triple H was in there twice.
Yeah, but your
McMahon just didn't get the chance
your
to.
whole complaint is it
McMahon
happened
just
right
didn't
now.
get the chance to do it.
He
McMahon
probably
didn't get the chance to do it.
McMahon probably
He
wouldn't have
probably
done
had
it.
that set up before all this stuff happened. And when the glove does not fit, you must have quit.
You're a
Mm-hmm.
fucking idiot. But
Mm-hmm.
hey, that's another Thursday night edition of Beyond the Ropes. You
It's the
know,
Royal Rumble edition. Let's
Royal
go.
Rumble edition. You can catch us on Twitch VODs, Spotify with video, YouTube at Beyond the Ropes Pod, Instagram at the same handle. If you want to look us up, it's going to be on the links on Twitch. It's going to be the links on YouTube. It's going to be the links on Spotify. It's going to be the links on Instagram. And we're working on that Facebook because, we're too challenged or tech challenged to really figure out how to make that work, possibly. So
we'll get it going
we'll
eventually.
Get it going.
I mean, we got we were late, but got the show going on today, so that tells you something, right?
Yeah,
we'll get it eventually.
We'll get it. If there's one thing you can rely on, it's we'll eventually get there. And
exactly.
And that's what we're doing right now. We're eventually getting there. We're inching our way. Episode 2.
We see it as books. We got time. We got time. No matter what, we got time. And if we got the time, we got the time. If we ain't got the time, well, we're still gonna be here.
Exactly.
Unless you don't want to watch. That's something else.
But we appreciate you tuning in another Thursday night for Retro Relapse. Myself, Randizzle. Yep. Catch us next week when we talk about what happened at the Royal Rumble. Who did win? What storylines did progress from this? What started? What finished? What factions maybe formed? Who won? Who knows?
And
Stay tuned.
Sprinkle in some AEW news too.
We'll sprinkle in some AEW news next week. But we appreciate you tuning in live another Thursday night. Beyond the Ropes.
Catch you on the next one.
Woo!